Okay, so we're about to start the gravel race. It's our first time, so gravel today.
Binawi nyo kung anong rolling kasi iba yung rolling din eh. Binawi nyo anong rolling yan. Neutral lock. Neutral lock. Walang rolling.
Welcome to the Cruise Control Cycling Show, and we're back again for a quick recap of we can say one of the most exciting events for 2022 or after the 2-year lockdown, the Philippine Cycling Festival happening in Clark. You can skip to timestamp 5 minutes 3 seconds if you want to jump directly to the gravel race, but for now we just wanted to give you an idea how the entire weekend worked out. So what we're showing here is the first day of the weekend, all dedicated for road bikes. So on Friday we had the road bike events, criterium races that went around the Clark Parade ground. It was a beautiful, perfect venue for everyone. Spectators were under the trees beside the festival camp where all the bike shops were set up. I think it was one of the most exciting venue where everyone got together from different types of background. So we started the day with a criterium event. Me, Tom, Nikki, and M. The primary objective really was to immerse these two boys. What really happens on race day. It's totally different if you train and train and train compared to when you see everything in front of your eyes. So the same thing that Tank experienced 2 years ago when he shadowed me in CLX with Angelo Biker Dude, and all those experiences made everyone grow. We're doing the same thing now for the new enrollees for CRZ, and we just wanted to reiterate, CRZ is not a cycling team. It's more of like a platform for learning for newbies who wanted to experience a new lifestyle. And the next level is joining organized events, and this is one of those organized events. PCF was one of those platforms that gave an opportunity for all cycling enthusiasts to see and experience firsthand what cycling was all about. Wide finish, we go around this whole venue. One loop is 2.3 kilometers long, and
So one lap is 2.1.
our goal
Let's do
was
one more,
to
last one.
do a, you can say sort of like a mini team time trial just to ease in these two boys. Nikki and M are behind me. They're the ones tasked to experience how to manage the power, how to stay together as a team, how to develop a script, how to ride together in a formation. So we're just giving them signs and instructions. It's very, very different when you get to join events because everything is amplified. The anxiety, the nervousness.
So we're gonna do one full lap. One lap is 2.3 kilometers. We are on the 35 and above age group. It's going to be Nikki and M's race apprenticeship day learning program.
When you enroll in this program, you also get what we call the racing kits, just for identification, so you know where your teammates are, you know from far away what's happening. It's just a really a very basic form of identification, and you get to learn how to use gears, you get to learn how to hold your bike, you get to learn a lot of posture. So before we go ahead, let's go straight now to the gravel race, the 50-kilometer gravel race. We would like to thank Tommy for lending us his footage. We just wanted to show you how many people started the race. There were 800 people, and I was all the way at the back. The arrow just shows me that if there were 800 people who participated, I was 799th because I came in late. So we thought that it was um, starting by waves, but eventually last minute they figured they started full gas, everyone mass start. So I found myself at the back of the bunch, and I thought it was just impolite to go, insert myself in the middle or in the front. So I just had to take my time and stay where I was. This line of people just kept on going and going and going. It's one of the biggest events that I personally witnessed. It's my first time and Tommy's first time to join a gravel race. We're so brand new in this sport, we had to borrow our bikes. So Tom borrowed one of our students' bike. I had to borrow Lan's bike, and we just had to, make up whatever we had to do during the event. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how competitive the riders were. We had literally no idea. So instead of just speculating or watching on the sidelines, we decided last minute to join this gravel scene, this gravel fever. I think it all started when UCI announced this UCI gravel race in Nueva Ecija. I think that helped in the popularity of the gravel race. Plus, James, Tioco, and Cycling Chef were very influential in our decision to join the gravel race because we had a chance to join them in one of the reconnaissance rides that they had to do for this particular event, and we kind of enjoyed it. So Tommy and I went with James and Cycling Chef. They showed us around. We learned some tricks. We learned some river crossing techniques, and we figured, hey, we didn't crash, so we finally decided to go. If you notice this line, the peloton was so long. Tommy and the rest of the field were already up ahead. It stretched for almost 1 kilometer. While Tommy was already here and the rest of the participants were already rolling towards the end of Clark Parade Grounds, I was still at the back waiting for the entire line to
There's better
start.
places to try to get to the front.
So if there were 800 participants, I was one of the last few people to start the event. Everyone was packed. I mean, this was a two-lane highway. The peloton was very dense. You couldn't even scoot over. It was very difficult to go around it. And while this is going on, and while the whole field was already stretching out, you can see from my end, because this is Tommy's camera, you can see from my end we were just starting. Like literally, we just left the starting arc behind me. The pace was around 10 kilometers per hour, so it was up to me now how to figure out how to look for Tommy. Tommy's, I think, already at the end of this highway, and there was no place to go because everyone was really tightly packed. Everyone was moving at the same pace, and you just had to be very polite and courteous not to speed up because it might rattle some people. And since the first few kilometers was, you call it a neutral lap, where everyone has to follow a very specific speed. But it is also a danger that if you get stuck at the back of the peloton, then it's game over because once the gun starts, then it's going to be very, very difficult or even impossible to even overtake 800 participants in single track roads. Single track means it's just the width of your bike, just enough for you to pass along. So, well, personally, I figured I have to do my move now before it's too late. I didn't know where they will release the entire peloton. I couldn't find Tommy or anyone else around. This is new. Um, this is very new for us. But if you see the number of bikes, the different types of bikes, it's a very different culture than you can say road cycling. I'm a roadie. I can say that I'm a roadie, but in road cycling, if you want to join events, it's usually criterium races or road races, and everyone's really serious. So as soon as I found my opportunity to find a space to overtake all the 800 people. I was overtaking people, but it was taking a little bit too long. I think I was running out of roads because if I keep this pace going, I don't think I'm gonna catch the front of the race, and I'll just end up having to coast around, traveling through traffic. So as soon as I saw a opportunity, I just had to jump in. Just take my time to overtake as much people as I can, because the ultimate goal at this moment in this particular point of the event is to be able to be in front as soon as you can. And you can see everyone's already accelerating. If I don't do this earlier, I'll totally be in trouble, and I'm gonna spend the whole day being on the race course, because sometimes you wouldn't be confident who's stopping on the course, who might have like a mishap or etc. So I had to do all I can now. I mean, beside me, if you may not notice it, I'm sprinting, like literally sprinting my heart out just to be in front of the peloton. I just missed the car, but everything was safe. All the marshals were there. I could almost see the peloton. I couldn't see Tommy yet, but there you go. I found my space, got to the front of the entire group. And the rule is you can be in the front, but you cannot overtake the pace car. So the pace car,
DQ kayo dyan sa kabilang linya, DQ, tandaan nyo natin.
this particular case, it's the Shimano pace car. There's a rule that the pace car sets the speed and you cannot overtake it until the flag down. When they say it's a flag down, then we go. Everyone was nervous. You could hear some shouting. It's just really because of the adrenaline, but you'll see from here how everything will pan out. So we'll see you in a moment. The race is going to blow up soon, and I hope you enjoy this event. race started to get a different feel when everyone sensed that the flag down is about to happen. Everyone was trying to fight for the wheel. The acceleration was a little bit frantic. You can see from everyone's eyes. We tried to be as close as possible, Tommy and I, just in case there's a cause of a mishap. We didn't know what to expect. We've never raced with this field before. New faces. Some were familiar, but only a few. But a totally different field of participants. So we just had to feel our way, and you can really sense who the real competitors are. They stay in front. They fight for the wheel. Most of the people who just want to chill and experience the gravel race and enjoy the venue usually hang out at the back. But if you want to be a little bit competitive or want to test yourself or you want to, maybe challenge your PR, this is where everyone goes. Tommy and I, the whole time we were nervous. You have to be hyper focused. A little bit of a wrong move or a swerve that would mean a crash. But if you don't want to experience that, it's always free to be at the back. There's no point shouting at other people because if you really want to be in the thick of the action, you have to be able to absorb shouting, cursing, and all that stuff. It's just the nature of the game. So here, we see ourselves in the front again, behind the marshals. Across this corner will literally become the main race. Everyone's gonna blow up because I think from this corner on, which is approaching, it's only going to be 5 kilometers away, and then the start of the dirt road where everything will, I think, become thermonuclear explosion. So nervous eyes, nervous sensations. But before we do that, let's go on a short commercial break and show you what happened yesterday, just to give you the vibe.
Get our race number. And the two other boys are over here already. Okay. The race has already started. I think some of the waves have started. Our wave, which is the young
Day one was all about road biking events. So while everyone was registering for the gravel race, the road biking events were ongoing at the Clark Parade Grounds, and this is one of those scenes that showcased the entire day, starting from the morning all the way to the afternoon. So as we were headed to the parade grounds to get our race number for the next day's gravel race, we had a chance to watch the Fast Boys. Totally different vibe. Road racing, I can guarantee you, is a little bit serious. I was really surprised with the culture of gravel racing. I can consider myself as a roadie, but it's very contrasting. In road racing, after the race, everyone just goes home. It's very seldom that you see socializing or people gathering around, having a party, having a beer. Gravel racing is exactly what you're seeing right now. We already had our race numbers because we were already registered for the criterium race. So Tommy is 203, I was 20 something. But now we have to go straight to this green tents because this is the start of the gravel race
So people are
event.
registering.
So the registration marshals were very helpful, very organized. Everyone was assisted properly and just made life a lot easier. And the registration was so fast, we were able to go around.
Kung kailangan nyo ng bike parts, ha, hanapin nyo lang to. Ha? At saka yung isang yun. Si Mike yan. Ha? Chain wheel. Ay, hindi pala. Iba pala yun. Chain wheel na. Chain wheel. Okay, so the objective today, EM and Nikki, they're gonna do a race day apprenticeship program. We're gonna make them experience what racing is all about. Better to make mistakes now. So this is how you try to form a future racing team or even a competitive team. Make everyone experience racing. And I think the Shimano Bike Festival today is a very good opportunity. Perfect weather, perfect course. This is just a criterium you can see from behind us. Everyone's warming up already. So we'll see you in a moment. Let's find out how EM and Nikki go on this race, okay? So see you while we still look okay. When we turn to the left, can we go single file?
We go left, single file, huh?
Okay. parking.
I'm gonna go around one more time.
Okay. And smile! Smile! Smile ka! Yeah! Okay, bye-bye. That's our warm-up. So while we're chilling out under the tent, because our race was moved an hour and a half from the original schedule, which we're not complaining, so we can have lunch a little bit. So yeah, we're just gonna have relax with Benjo on the house. Yes. So hopefully we finish the race without cramping. So stand by and we'll publish a bigger, more complete episode later with hacks on how to change flats, hacks on how to attach the rear wheel without having your greasy hand and all that stuff. Okay, so we'll see you in a moment. So that was our first day experience. This is the grounds of the Philippine Cycling Festival. It was a huge area where everyone will be expected to crowd tomorrow and tonight. And we're just gonna skip this part and we're gonna go straight back to the race course of the gravel race. Let's pick it up on that corner where everything will start exploding. This is it. This is where everyone will start accelerating at 50 kilometers per hour. As soon as we made this turn, we're exactly 5 kilometers away from the start of the gravel proper. That's when everything will be released and jockeying for position will be key. So watch this particular straight and you will see how people try to stay on the left side, stay on the right side, trying to find their places, because if you're not part of the top 50, it's going to be game over. And you just have to focus more on avoiding traffic and skipping groups of people who may have a mishap or mechanical. Tommy and I, we just had to stay focused. You gotta admit, we were a little bit nervous. We've never had this much people riding in a very packed peloton, because it's always, you have to always anticipate someone's gonna make a wrong break, someone's gonna make a left turn suddenly, and then from being too fast, from being on the ground in a split second. So focus is really, really important. And
Now from a distance we see the barricade, and then this is the start of the war. Left turn and everything just goes. I got pinned down over here and it took me a while to regain my speed, and that's it. Instantly, with just one simple break, you're already on the top 60. Now Tank and I, we had to claw our way back, and going at high speed on loose dirt is something of an unfamiliar territory for us. It's when you're used to riding skinny tires, you always think that you're gonna crash. These guys, amazing bike handling. Just watching them, I got stuck again, and this is where you see Tank being in front of me, and this is the only time we got separated. Tank was always around 10 seconds in front of me, but that split second already made the difference between the distance between both of our wheels. Tank is just ahead here in front, if you can see him on the camera, but with a tightly packed peloton and people passing from left and right, we were more concerned about safety, because if he crashed now, it's just gonna dictate the whole scenario of the entire race. And the last thing you want to have is to crash here at high speed. So it was always all about trying to find your line, trying to be aware of the people passing you. I was just really surprised. Very seldom did I hear people shout and curse. I think that's the biggest difference in this gravel racing community, is everyone's really polite. I was kind of surprised that everyone knew where they were going. Everyone was very courteous. Everyone was giving way. If you knew that you didn't have the legs to overtake or accelerate, you would allow other people to just coast on your side. The people in the front of the pack, I think in the top 100, were very experienced people, and you can feel that they knew when to pass, they knew how to catch their line, they knew when to accelerate. And in doing this, you hardly hear any people shouting. So now I see people racing ahead of me, but I just had to be careful because I was always anticipating that someone's gonna crash soon. I just felt it because wow, I could feel the loose gravel. I had to put my tire pressure down to 35 just to have enough grip. And in gravel racing, that's what I discovered the first time, that tire pressure is very important. And this was the crash that I was talking about. Now Tommy and I really got separated, and I just had to claw my way back.
no, just me and Tommy. Okay, just be safe, huh? I'll see you later. Go ahead.
As we make that big U-turn coming back to the under the bridge, you could notice that the field has significantly thinned out, and I think this is the right time to slowly catch people, but in a very very controlled way, because it's still a long way to go. Like, this is a 50-kilometer gravel race, and from the start it was flat out max out. And the key here is to manage your effort, or else in the final 10 kilometers you can just blow up and everything that you worked hard for just goes out of the window. So now that everything has thinned out, the anxiety and the nervousness has gone a little bit lower. It's now time to really focus on going a little bit faster, inch by inch, not jumping it immediately, but slowly getting your mojo back, getting into the zone, getting into that tunnel vision, and slowly apply a little bit of torque and power to your cycling. All you have to do is just target the person in front of you, just claw himself back, claw yourself back. When the climbs start, which happens in a few moments from here, there's no need to attack. Stay as steady as possible. We are now approaching one of the key features of this race course. I vividly remember when Cycling Chef introduced us to this part of the race course. It just opens up into a very long climb. I think the gradient goes up to 12%, dirt road. And during the recon, which we joined with James and Cycling Chef, this is where most of the people started walking, just like so. Another mechanical. Um, you just have to really stay focused and stay seated. The more that you stand up, the more that you're going to lose grip on your tires, and grip is very important in gravel racing. So again, one of the key magic trick that I learned immediately on this gravel racing is all about tire pressure. I had to use 47C tires, a little bit wider for that cushioning, and always stay seated down when you're climbing just to get the grip. Use your core, less on the quads, and then just power your way around. So it may not seem like it, but this is a 12% grade climb. It turns left immediately, sharp left from this corner. I couldn't see the horizon, but we're going up. As soon as you turn left on this sharp switchback, the gradient keeps on and on and on and on until it levels down. As soon as it levels down, that's when you can start catching up. So we exit this forest and approach San Martin. San Martin is a very long paved climb, and this is when I noticed that my left shifter lever was kind of loose. So I was trying to think if I had to stop to fix it or keep on going and do a repair on the go. I don't suggest you do this because it can be a little bit dangerous. So I had to pull out my tools, and I figured I have to do the repair on the fly because I just felt bad if I stopped. It would just undo everything that I had to work on, especially on that first crash on the first gravel section. So this is when it's very helpful that you have your tools on your pocket. I had a very handy Allen wrench tool that you can just hide inside your pocket. It doesn't take so much. So I had to peel off the rubber cover of the hydraulic brakes, try to find that Allen wrench and start tightening it. I think with all the bump and grinding and twisting, the bolt came loose because I had to borrow this bike, so I didn't know the condition beforehand. But lesson learned. My bad. I have to double check this. But you'll only know if you've used this bike over and over and over again. So, fortunately for this particular event, for this particular day, with all those high speed rattling, left lever came loose. Handy Allen wrench was very handy. I was able to tighten the lever. Now it's going to be safe for me to go downhill because it was a little bit sketchy going downhill a while ago without your lever. Because I was thinking if my lever is broken, there's no way I can go bomb it downhill. So, okay, everything's tight, and I just had to go move forward and start chasing again. Tommy's still ahead of me, I think a minute or a minute and a half in front of me. I couldn't see him on this climb anymore, but I knew he was just ahead of me. So I still had enough kilometers. I think I still had 30 kilometers to cover to make up lost time. And I think at this point in San Martin, there is a right turn here where you start to do the river crossing. And I think that's when you'll see a lot of the people start struggling.
Good morning.
Because if you
Morning, sir.
did not manage your power, some of our nice marshals were over there. If you didn't manage your power on the first half of the race, definitely it's going to be payback time. So I was just trying to do low cadence, high torque,
Morning, sir.
climbing over here just to settle down on my heart rate. I'm not that young anymore, so having or doing those high RPM workouts does not suit me anymore. So when you're getting a little bit old, sometimes you just have to manage your power. So this is the right turn that I was talking about. Now this is the way towards the river or stream crossing, and a little bit sketchy, so I'll leave you up to it. Enjoy the show, and I hope nobody crashes.
Okay, we're approaching the river crossings. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Woohoo! Survived. Oh my god, I'm still alive. Okay, river crossing. Whew. Okay, go.
First river crossing coming up. This is what we dread more about because we've seen a lot of people step down, crash, slip, etc. So we just had to take this gingerly, slowly. I hope the 35 psi would be very helpful. We just don't want to slide on those slippery rocks. This is it, and very good. So some of our friends had to walk. So that tire pressure is really important when you're doing gravel. It's very important that you check out the course, check out the road surface, and be able to determine what tire thickness or tire pressure will be very applicable. So 35 psi was good for this one. Enough grip, enough stability, and it saved us a lot of time from stepping down. Second stream crossing coming up. We just hope we don't crash again. 35 psi, thick tires. Yeah. When you get into the river, you cannot stop the torque. The moment that you stop the torque, you're gonna slide.
Let's not crash together.
So we have our friend over here on our left side making it look easy. Survived it, survived it, survived it.
Oh, I survived it. Okay, we survived it. One last river.
Third stream crossing coming up again. So far so good.
Oh, shit.
2 down,
Yes.
2 to go. We hope nobody slips over here. We have our friend over here who had to step down. I just hope I'm not the next one.
Come on. Yes.
Right, okay, so that was a beautiful result. Whew. Okay, so this gravel thing is starting to be on our side now. And
Okay, done. Okay, no more river crossing. Finish line now.
okay, now this is the final river crossing, and then we're done. It's going to be high speed after this river crossing, and it's going to be our opportunity to close down any gaps. Some of our friends had to step down. Kind of slippery. As soon as I see people stepping down, I just try to avoid that line because it might mean that there's a bigger rock over there. But these tires are amazing. I really suggest that you make some work on those tire pressure because they really help a lot. As the road cleared up, I think this part of the race course is just all mostly flat or 1 or 2% climb, but this is the opportunity for us to start closing a lot of the gaps. We're hoping that the earlier effort of the other competitors will start showing off here, because this is when a lot of people start slowing down, because it just gets harder and harder and harder. And as a road cycling competitor, this is what we usually train for, the finishing straights of the final 10 or 15 kilometer of our road race. This is when we start closing gaps. And true enough, slowly I start seeing all my friends in front who overtook us at the first part of the event. I think Tommy is just up ahead of us, and I was very happy. I was back in the game. I saw, met, and hopefully one by one start ticking off, passing off some of the competitors over here, because if memory serves me right, from this point on, as soon as we start turning left, it goes back to Clark, but there's that one nasty long climb going to the Orange Bridge. But we have to start closing down the gaps this early, or else it may be too late once we get to Padera. So even though you're chasing, you have to manage your effort, but this is when the big ring small cog workouts start paying dividends. Remember, this is our first time to do gravel, so we're just doing whatever technique that we've been doing on the road or on the biomechanical tuning program. You're posture, the way you distribute your weight, the way you stand up, the way you absorb the shock, the way you select your shifting. And you can see here I'm constantly shifting because I'm trying to figure out the best combination of torque, speed, power, my heart rate, because I can't spin too much or else my heart rate will go up too hard. So that's how it usually works out in these types of races. So far, so good. Final climb of the day, well, before the bridge, and this is when it starts to bite with a lot of the early goers who punched their way out on the first kilometers of the race course. So we're approaching the left-hand turn over here as soon as we turn left, and then we're gonna go. So here's a back and forward look of what's happening as we pass people along. You can see the difference in speed because during the closing kilometers, this is where you'll start feeling the heaviness of the legs, and this makes the power measurements or management of your effort very, very important, just to make sure that you have a very, really strong finish. This is it. This is the left hand turn, and from this point on we step into some cement roads, and usually this is where we're happiest at. This is where you can really use your aerodynamics, your posture, the big ring, small cog. You can easily close gaps on this short stretch of roads, and gravel racing is very challenging, but there are some techniques in road racing that you can use. Hence, we always promote the art of biomechanics because it teaches your body how to apply the proper amount of effort and power, whatever race course or whatever conditions you go up to. So we're slowly getting people up, well, at a faster rate, making us all encouraged, because every time you pass other competitors, it just gives you that extra boost that maybe perhaps you're doing well. Now the dreaded final climb is approaching. This is the last of the cemented roads, and then from here on, this is where you can really use your aerodynamic posture, because so what's aerodynamic all about? You can go at a faster speed at a lesser effort. So the moment that you go really, really low, it's a little bit difficult, but the moment that you go low, it's like you're on a booster speed. You can literally fly in and start closing gaps in the shortest time possible. It's a little bit difficult, but it takes practice. But yeah, we're starting to close gap, slowly but surely, anticipating the right turn. When you see the right turn over here, it means that we're on our way home. We have our friends over here. I forgot their names. I just called them Army Green and Mr. Gray. And this is that dirt road that goes all the way up to the new bridge that connects Bamban towards Pader. And a lot of people usually start to struggle here. Some people start sprinting, not managing their power because there's still a long way to go in Pader, and that's what I'm trying to wait for. So when some of the people start passing me, I realize that they're just a little bit too fast for the effort. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold back a little bit and try to cover the gap on the flatter roads where we usually are accustomed to. So you saw that side profile. It's a little bit of a long climb, downhill climb, and some sketchy downhills. I can see pavement already. I can see the bridge. You can see the solar lights. And that's the final 1 meter of off-road. And from here on, it's all cement. And we're back at home. So all those training on the road bike, this is where we can perhaps close a little bit more gap. And I think from here on, we're just a few kilometers away to the finish line. The finish line goes back to Clark Parade Grounds. That's where the same start and the same finish. The only challenge here right now, even though it's paved road, it's the headwind. The headwind, the side wind, the strong winds all around. It's going to be a little bit scary. You just have to manage it again to be able to close the gaps.
Dito po ba nakatutok yung cup?
Dito ah.
Ilang kilometers na po tayo?
10k to go.
Finished the hardest part of the race course. We now enter Pader, the infamous Pader that goes on and on and on. It's a 1 to 2% grade climb, not so much, but at high speed it's going to be very difficult. So we tighten the shoe, we go on our aerodynamic tuck and try to close gaps as much as possible and try to salvage any places in front of us. So this is just a technique that we do just to do an extra boost in speed. Aerodynamics really tangible. You can really feel it that you increase your pace, but it's difficult. It's not a natural position, but sometimes you just have to do all the tricks in the bag to get you that speed that you want. And as soon as we close the gap, then we take a quick breather and we pan the camera along and see if there are some people ahead of us. Usually what we do in this really hard races is really mental. It's so easy to give up, but what you do is that you just look forward, find other competitors ahead of you, and just try to target them visually. And this mental targeting gives you that opportunity to stay calm, stay focused, and start closing important gaps. Here we go again. We do a turbo boost again after seeing some people. We do a 5311 gear set. As soon as you turn it, you'll see that we can close those gaps sooner rather than later. And the moment that you close them, then you can take a rest. You can have the opportunity to take a rest. And from here on, we're on our way home, going home. Done.
Okay, I think we're done. That was solid. Okay, we're good. We're good. So that's the finish line over there. Okay. There you go. We're good. Perfect. Okay. Yo, thank you. Okay, we're done. Hey, Tommy boy. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah. Super cool, huh? Okay, so we're done. We're gonna go. Hey, good job, man. Perfect, huh? Let's take a video together. Let's take a video together. 1, 2. These boys are amazing. Okay, done. Okay, we're done.
All 4 water crossing. I just
Yeah, all 4 water crossing done. Perfect. Okay. Hey, man, can we take a photo together? Okay, 1, 2. Thank you. Thank you. That was fun. Wow, I think we're gonna do this more often, huh?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do this more often. Tom won. First in our hearts. Okay. Welcome to the Shimano Gravel. Our first ever gravel race. This is what you call fat tire. We survived it with this guy, with Tommy. Oh, we're gonna take a photograph. Okay, so we finished the gravel race. You wanna see my gravel? Right, that one. So watch out for the episode. It's gonna be an hour-long episode. You'll see some river crossings, the mayhem, the chaos. It was really, really tight. I had to overtake, I think, 800 people from the start just to get to the front. But everything worked out. So we're done in one piece. No crashes. All good. Bye-bye. Okay.
So starting from dead last, I was able to climb up to 13 overall in my division.
We kept each other sane on the ride. He's very, very strong. It was all I could do to keep up with him.
Tommy came in 5th on his division, I was 13th, and we were 38 seconds apart.
We survived it in one piece. Tank survived it. He didn't crash in the water. I didn't crash in the water. I had to overtake 800 people just to get to the front, but luckily enough, no crashes. Everyone's just coming in slowly, so we were part of the first group of people who arrived. So I think this gravel thing is going to be a permanent thing for CRZ. We had so much fun. The organization was perfect. You couldn't ask for anything more. A lot of people were really friendly today. The gravel community, my first time to meet them. Everyone's so friendly. So totally different. Everyone's chill. Everyone's very respectful. When you want to overtake left or right, you just have to ask. They're going to give it to you. And everyone helps out each other. Thank you very much for watching our episode. Well, in advance, we're going to have an hour special with Tommy Boy. I want to make you meet the legend, Tito Flip. Okay, when I say the legend, I was still kindergarten. He was already biking. Yeah, he's a legend, like super legend, dude. I'm glad you're still in one piece. We'll see you in La Union. We're gonna have like a training camp in La Union through Flip. Flip's one of those. He was my batch back in the days when I was still young. So good guy. So we got a couple of road tags victims here. The daughter and the kuya.
Oh yeah, right. I'll take that.
That's road tag. Okay. Everything else? Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you then.
There's the other guys. At the road tag tent, we have some friends over here. Okay. There you go. Everyone's over there. Okay. Let's take a photograph together with you. Okay. Here we go.
Let's do like that.
Okay. 1, 2. One more. Perfect. Okay. So that guy is the smallest guy I've seen. Like, look at him compared to me. And then until I go here. Holy shit! It's like a giant.
Wait. You gotta get. Let's get a
Yeah?
picture of you on his bike. That's a 68.
Smallest bike. It's so big. It's almost my chest. Look at that. Wow.
Coach, that's 62.
Oh, 62. 62.
Yeah. 2XL.
I think I need to drink more Chenny first.
No, the only time we hear 62 is chain ring,
Yeah.
not bike size.
I gotta get more Chenny first. That's solid, man.
Awesome.
So we're gonna have like a equipment check. We've never done gravel before. This is our first time to join a gravel event. And mind you, it's super fun. Like, big thumbs up. Since we're not into gravel yet, we had to convert our current road bike that we usually use for triathlon into a gravel road. And so, I guess what's the difference, huh? The difference is, first, we are using this thicker tire. We have enough clearance for that. It's 47. This allowed me to coast through the sand easily and through the river crossings. And then, what else do we have? Well, we still have the road crank, but I had to change to a platform pedal. And last minute, we had to purchase shoes like that. This particular road bike has an Ultegra. Ideally, you should have a GRX, but there's enough cogs for it to work. Okay, so that's it. That's all for now. I think we're gonna see more gravel racing. At the moment, we're just gonna clean up because we're all wet from riding and talk for a moment. So see you in a while. So our story today was amazing. So I started dead last at the back of the group. Like, if there were 800 participants, I was 799. I couldn't do anything about it because a day prior, yesterday, because the schedules were mixed up, we started our race super late, and then part of the job, I still had to do some bike fitting and running biomechanics. We finished at around 11, got home at 12, woke up at 5. So we really didn't expect anything today. I was just afraid of crashing because I'm really super scared of downhills and ruts. Unlike Tom over here. Tom over here is used to mountain biking because he used to mountain bike. But anyway, I had to start all the way from the back, and I had to overtake maybe 799 people to get to the front. True enough, as soon as we entered the gravel roads, I was on the top 20, and it was just survival. But those guys were fast. This gravel guy. When Richard Gere resigned from work, he became like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Tito Don. When I was still in prep school, he was already doing triathlon. Yeah. Okay, and that, well, you know, thank already. Thank you very much, Don. Dude, it's good to see you. First off, you. There you go. Thank Don, the alamat of us, okay? Look at that gravel bike. What's that gravel bike? Trek. Oh, solid, man. Okie dokie. We'll see you soon. This guy, he did the gravel bike with this bike. Kengkoy ka pala eh. Alis nga dyan. Bigla kaming nang liit kami. Ganyan-ganyan bike namin. Ikaw, ganito lang. Natapos mo? Give me 5, man. Okay. Hey, good morning. Morning. How's the ride? Always alright. Always alright. Nice jersey. Yep.
they're gonna be announcing who these winners are. Okay? Excited to see what they did. But these past videos, alam ko they had these beautiful races that we were talking about. And nandito na no. Ready na sila, no? Ready na. Okay.
See you. Wow, look at those wheels, huh?
Before anything else, ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed with our morning, let's have a message first from Senator J.B. Emerson. Senator J.B., good morning. May message po ba kayo sa ating mga attendees?
Hi, good morning to our fellow bikers. Good day everyone, sa lahat ng mga kabadyak.
Hey, good morning.
Ayun na.
Yeah.
Hello.
Morning. I'm just gonna take some videos, huh?
Ride safe everyone. Bye.
Hello, good morning po sa inyo lahat. Na ako na natin. So,
Maxis.
sasabihin na natin kung sino ba siya, di ba? Kaya ang kanyang prize ay 3-2 power trainer. Ayan, wow, big time naman yung SPS Cycle. Ang bongga!
Anong bibigay nila?
3-2 power trainer. And syempre, congratulations to our winner ng 3-2 power trainer kay Marvin.
Good pro colors, man. Standard insurance. Yeah. So they're gonna go shopping. They're gonna go shopping.
Okay, sir, sir, ganito kasi nila yan, ha? So, magpapayagan tayo, gagayahin mo.
Sir, good morning.
Sir?
Yo.
Wow! Senator!
Kapag ka kakahabol, breakaway ako eh.
How can
Hey, I like your beard. It's like Christmas all over again. Santa Claus.
Thank you. Bam bikes.
Nice. Oh, BAM bikes, man. This is what you call the BAM?
And Cycle House Manila.
Cycle House Manila.
Yeah, Cycle House Philippines, actually.
This used to be my grandma's
so that you would have companions
chair turned into a
or
bamboo.
friends as well, so that you could ride
Okay,
together.
man. Anong team ninyo?
KNK po.
Alin?
KNK.
Hopefully,
This KNK, they look serious, huh? Parang mukhang elite eh. Tingnan mo yung waistline. Kasing waistline. We have our guest stars. Our guest stars over here. There's the, and then there's the senior.
Akala ko mo nakalimutan mo ko, coach, nandito na tayo.
Nanood ko nga yung show mo kanina eh. Nandun ako, pero dun lang ako sa likod. Okay, we want to invite everyone to join the Philippine Cycling Festival.
Yes, grabe, no?
Visit kayo dito last day na to.
Yeah, last
this
day.
is the
Pero
last day.
ako, napansin ko, day 1 pa lang, hindi pwede mo lang share rito. Very.
Tsaka kasali sa mga
Yes.
races.
Pero last day tayo dito, andito pa rin, present pa rin si Coach Coach Lian, no? So,
Okay.
Go
support na lang.
guys, punta kayo dito.
You know, ang idol ko talaga pag laki ko, gusto ko maging papaluwi.
Bakit?
Parang
Back to
macho.
you! Back to you!
Back to you. So when I was young, I wanted to always wake up at 8 a.m. until I met these guys, the 5:30 a.m. group.
Because we're always late.
Yeah, because they're always late. They're my classmates back in prep. See you, man. Coach. Okay. See you. Smile. Okay. Booger juice. Nice bike.
Leon Russell, 307.
Now, look at that girl. Look at that bike. Look at those legs. Legs of steel. And you know those legs of steel, they need Boca juice. Like that. All natural. I've always wanted to have like a folding bike behind me. And now I have folding bikes behind me. So for the folding community, I think we have to have like an event. A gravel folding event. Okay. Nice bike. Hey macaronis. The
What's
the
up?
macaronis. That's a nice bike. Super nice bike. But you know what's nicer? The owner.
Yeah.
With his lunchbox.
Yeah, the free lunch.
Free lunch, man. Nice bike. So the
This is the
hungriest
best
guy in the
after.
world is this guy.
Yes, after the fan ride event.
And for the EGI Philippines, look at that.
Yeah.
That gadget, huh? You're all complete. There you go, man. Look at that DJI. Bye.
Picture lang ako, Coach Lee.
You know what, John? When I saw you, I became hungry.
Ah, really?
Yeah, because of that. Yummy boy.
Hello.
So this is my competitor in my business. They're selling what do you call that?
Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies. I sell holy macaroni.
Oh, thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Coach.
Konting chit-chat na rin. Maybe we might bump into each other someday. Pwede yan.
That's what you call by Irish. Vikers Bouquet. And they provide some media beer.
Let's watch this video.
Hello. Back to you. Woohoo. That's a good. Hey, I like your bike, huh? Nice bike. Look at that. Bamboo bikes. Sandugo. Never fails. Never fails. So you can start at any age. That's the best bamboo bike from my backyard. Hey! Road tag never fails. Road tag never fails. Okay. Rice Krispie. TCG never fails.
Hello,
Hey, never fails. TCG.
Wow!
TCG never fails, man. Hey, oh, those are nice wheel sets, huh? Dan's Bike Shop. Always been here. They also have TD Moto.
That's why we call it antiseptic.
That's what TD Motos look like.
After you spray, it disinfects for the next 6 hours. Yes.
Of course, Anthony is here.
Alcohol or hydrogen gluconate is protein binding, meaning it binds to your protein in your hands, and then.
Okay, we're gonna do a team time trial. Team time trial. Woohoo! I've never seen this.
Sir, actually, ginamit yun ni Papa Louie ngayon lang.
Si Papa Louie, edi times 2 na yung value nito. These guys are from Sindalan in Pampanga?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you guys are from here. So they have all those sorts of bikes and all that stuff.
Hey, good.
My favorite color. Nardo Gray. Tingnan mo naman yung chest niyan. Kalahati lang ng chest ko. Okay, wow.
Are you gonna be joining the Tripax or the one?
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we on the same age group, man?
No, I'm 26.
Oh, good. So I'm 30.
Okay, okay.